Good evening and welcome to both Newhall Road and Pentland Junction. Pentland Junction. This area is to be set in the very far north of Scotland. She's still very much a working build because I've got a fiddle yard to go in there, which means I've got to cut this track about there to put my point in. I've got to put my points here, which will lead to here, which will then lead to more points here. This goes to a branch line, which will be linking up with this piece here. This piece here will go off and basically will become the branch. This line here will link up through here and link up with points here, which will then drop me into this loop here. Then I can throw this point here, which is not pinned down. This area of the track isn't pinned down yet, is to allow me to make all my connections here a lot easier. I had a hell of a lot of job pinning Newhall Road because I pinned it round as I went. And trying to make the final connection? I should have left it unpinned because then I could have simply just moved the curve out of the way and slid it back into place. So from here I can flick it here and it brings me around to the short loop. Boom. Flick this point over to how it is now. It's set to divert off here. That will then divert down through the second yard here. It will then emerge here. There's going to be another piece of plywood across sort of here with a wall in or something like that. Back of the engine shed, a bit of a retaining wall, and then a bit of a low level road scene. Maybe some Celotex foam or something like that just coming down. Bit of a retaining wall. Boom. Done. Engine shed will be going here. I'll just borrow this one here. This is my parcels yard from Newhall Road, and it will go probably about there. Well, obviously it's going to be much narrower. There'll be a back scene here of here. It will be rolling hills all the way to the end. But I've got this piece here, this one here, which is a retail park. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking to it and potentially cutting part of it off. I don't know yet. I might simply just take to it with a very, very sharp knife and remove the buildings off the back scene and put the buildings on top of this, on top of the back scene. So you've got like hills with a retail park in front of the hills to change my skybox. So glad for that. Then here I've got my station area. There's going to be a low relief building here. Station canopy there with some fascia boards there coming out to hide, just bring it out a bit more, just to hide the fact that you can't actually see under there. That'll be a bit of a building there, in there. It's probably quite tight. I'll probably have to buy a scene craft building and just hack the living daylight out of it to fit in there. And this scene here will be a beach, will be the coastline. And this will run all the way down there. There'll be another seam board here with a bridge and a scenic gap going in there, going over there. So a bit of foam here or something like that built up over time. Still got to do all this work here. Still got to pin that down. Still got to fish plate it. And then I can start. I've got to make me connection was going to be there. Oops, no, bad idea, because when I'm running out and back to my siding, I'll have this point open, that point open there to divert off, and probably that one there, which means that section of track is dead. This section of track is dead. And this section of track is dead. How do I get power to it? And it dawned on me. Because although there was originally meant to be an insulated rail joiner there, I don't need it. Because whilst I've got a train parked on here, you know, on this loop, with that point flicked over there, and this point, you know, there, or even there, for example, because, you know, as it's said here right now, power is coming down to this rail, all this area is dead, and power to there is live. And it comes down here, and as it's set there, power to this area, the back of the track. So everything around the back is now completely dead until I close that switch there, to which then it goes live up the back. This area still remains dead until it gets, you know, see, because even that line now is still dead until I throw that. So now this line is now live, or yeah, it will be when it's all fully connected. So you come down through there, and that brings up this area here. The only thing I have to watch then, I might need to put an insulated rail joiner there, and possibly there. I don't know yet, depends how it behaves. So even when I've made my last connection, this area isn't going to be pinned down straight away. I'm going to make a few test runs first. Then I'm going to see if I need insulated rail joiners. Once I've done that, I can then pin that piece of track down. So all that area will be the last bit to pin down. This is pinned down. This is pinned down to about there. Yeah, that piece of track isn't pinned. That's again to give me wriggle room when I start working on this, once my points arrive. They're coming from Rails of Sheffield, along with my controller. There'll be a road coming out of the station there, probably starting there, coming down here, and then leading out, potentially to possibly a level crossing here. Again, this area is not pinned because I've got to lift that up and put a rail joiner there. And then, you know, the road will come down, potentially start building up, sweeping round, and going over a bridge here. Probably use a 2-track tunnel portal there to make the bridge. And obviously there'll be some foam there eventually, just behind the back scene, so as you look through, you don't see the wall. It looks like the road continues on. Now, over there, of course there'll be rolling hills. I might see if I can get a photograph of Dounreay and put it in on the hills if it's on the headland. That's an idea I've got thinking of. Of course, in 2017, I finished my day at work at DHL and I drove up to the north of Scotland. And I got a nice sight of Dounreay, and it gave me an idea. Now, I've also had some great news off Bachmann. Their announcement. Mark II ScotRail coaches are coming out. Whee! Hallelujah. Unfortunately, I did try to use this fish plate, but it looks like it's a little bit mullered. Doesn't look like it'll go on. I had a hell of a job trying to get it on. If I can get it on, brilliant. I'll just put it there. I will then only need the one rail joiner. We'll see how we go. But there's going to be there's going to be a canopy there, which will go right up against this, which is what I was originally planning to do here. Yeah, my platforms for this layout are here. I've got to make them. So whilst I'm setting everything out, I need platform clearances. How convenient. I'll borrow the ones off Newhall Road. There'll be some grassland here. There's going to be a small dive board here. Just a little one, just to prevent anything coming awry. There'll be a small dive board here. It doesn't need to be quite so high. Probably only needs to be about about an inch high. And the same on the back. It doesn't need to be a huge tall thing. You know, 1 inch should do it, just enough in case I get a derailment. So it doesn't even need to be flush. You can, but it'll have to be glued here because I can't really move the layout. It's in place. So put my dive board there, just clamp it and glue it to the back. Job done. And I mean that's it for now. At the moment it just looks like a board with a load of track on it. Which what it is at the moment. Yes. I'll also then need a power supply, because that's my only power point. However, I've got one. It's buried under there somewhere. A little two track I think it is, or two ganger. I'll run that along, probably go up over the wall, down the ceiling down there, and then run it down, and it'll come out there. Either that, or I can run it alongside Newhall Road. Have it coming out there. Yeah. I've got my power connector. That's already tacked in place. This is going to be my source to my controller. And I am thinking of putting lights on the canopy, on the station canopy, and maybe lights, or a bit of lights dotted around here. Certainly got to be a couple of lights here, and maybe I'm going to be putting low profile buildings on here, possibly a few security lamps on the back. Because the thing is, at end gauge the lights will be really tiny, but also be obscenely bright. But yeah, that's it for now for Pentland Junction. Now, which one is actually Pentland Junction? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be that one or that one. I'm guessing it's probably going to be here because that's where the station is. Although Pentland Junction was actually the signal box, not the station. I've yet to actually give the station an official name, the actual town. I can't really call it Doonray. Or could I? After all. The other thing is I've not actually got a model of Doonray. I'm certainly not painting it onto a back scene. That would be quite difficult to do. I suppose I could put a bridge there or something and have it stuck up there so you see through the bridge. I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm going to lead it out of scene there, because I want the road to carry on through. So I might put a building there with a bridge or some, like an archway or something there. I'll need to work out what kind of space that is and go from there. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks. Bye.